Hello and welcome to my new life resolution. It's been a few weeks since the last time I'm actually driving here to go to Planet Fitness because my preferred thing to do, hiking, walking outside, cannot do today because it's snowy. And I just wanted to record kind of this intro here, and I'll do an outro as well, to some video I shot over the holidays. I made it to the Knoxville, Tennessee area in this Great Smoky Mountains National Park also, to visit my dad. I won't share too many pictures of him, actually probably any pictures of him and the family, but just suffice it to say, it was a good time visiting with the family. But it's now January, I think 11th. Yeah, January 11th. And I thought I'd fire the camera up here and record this little intro before I show some of the footage from my hike in the Smoky Mountains. I went on the Fighting Creek Nature Trail, which is right behind the Sugarlands Visitor Center. The winter time, like this time of year, is probably not the best kind of time of year to go into the Smokies, because there's a lot of roads up in the mountains that are probably shut down because of the season or because of snow. So that's something to keep in mind if you're planning a visit to the Smoky Mountains. That's probably spring into summer is probably the easiest time to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna give me some energy drink here. So, just a little something to keep in mind if you're interested in visiting the Smokies. So, but before we get to that, I do have some training / health updates here. Next week, on Wednesday, I have my appointment with Ohio Sleep, which is a dental sleep provider. By what do I mean by dental? Well, now that my sleep apnea is now in the mild range instead of the severe, which is where it was 100 pounds ago, I can qualify for a oral appliance instead of having to sleep with a mask on my face, which I do. I have a full face mask that I sleep with every night. And if I ever want to do wilderness hikes, and I do, it's the ultimate goal is I'd like to do some backpacking trips. Then I want to do, be able to do without the BiPAP or CPAP machine. Technically, I'm probably okay with CPAP now. I was on BiPAP. Technically, I still have BiPAP, but that's just because I haven't switched my machine out, because they can do both. So if I go to upgrade the machine itself, I would probably look into getting a travel size one. They do have travel ones that can, they're about the size of they're probably smaller than this. But that also requires you to carry an extra a battery actually, to run the thing when you're on a backpacking trip. So it's not ideal. An oral appliance is just like very similar to what football players use to protect their teeth when they're out in the football field. And it basically pulls the jaw such that you can have your airway open without having to have that positive airway pressure. And what that means is I just have a thing about the size of those old retainer cases that the young kids who could afford braces, I never could, they keep their retainer in it when they're not using it. So That's cool, and it's very small, fits in the backpack easily, and doesn't require power. I've seen better. So that's the good thing that's coming next week. I'm hoping. Pray on that. One of the things that I'm working on with that is praying on about with that is that I do not need to have a whole lot of dental work in order to be able to get fitted with one. I guess we'll find out more when I go on Wednesday, so pray for that, because I'm hoping to have this released later today. So hopefully you're watching that. So the next one is when I got on the scale this morning, I now have lost 129 pounds from my heaviest. I weighed 381, and today I weigh 252 and a little bit. So that's pretty good. You know, I'll have a milestone here coming up here as soon as I drop another pound to get to, that nice even 130 number. So I ain't stopping yet. I'm doing my best to watch the diet. There's some days where I just maintain, and that's okay. But that's something to think about there. So other things too. I switched from. I used to use Noom. Noom is actually a good program, but it's only really good for about a year in my experience. And I'm not even 100% sure if Noom has the style of Noom, because Noom has multiple things. Noom has a weight thing. They have a mood thing, but they also have Noom Med, which basically is a program to help you get you set up with GLP-1s for losing weight. I can't find any evidence on their website about the program I'm currently in, so it makes me wonder if they got rid of it. But that should lapse here soon. Work gives me what they call a Thrive benefit. Thrive kind of is an industry thing, or world thing, because there are a lot of companies that use that term for wellness stuff. But what that is in my company is I get $350 to spend on wellness things. So a couple things that I bought a pair of Shocks Open Run 2 headphones, which are bone conduction headphones primarily, although they do have a regular kind of more like a speaker. But the kind of cool thing about those is that I've tried them in the same room as my family, and I asked them, well, can you hear what I'm listening to? And they can't. Alright. And the best part is I can hear what's going on in the house. Or, in my case, the main reason I bought them is when I'm on trail. If I'm on trail and an animal starts to come towards me, I want to be able to hear that, because one, I want to be able to take a picture if it's a okay animal. Two, if it's something like a coyote or a bear, I kind of want to know about it. So that's something that I'm thought about when I bought those. But then I also picked up a shelf for my desk. If I get the office cleaned up, which is not likely, I'll take a picture of it and share that with you. But it's Vivo shelf that kind of clamps onto your desk, because that's the other thing the Thrive can be used for too, is for help improving your work where you work every day. So that's not attached to the desk, and it helped me get some stuff that I had sitting on the desk around my laptop off the desk. So alright, but other than that, the last one is which is the cheapest of them all, was something called LifeSum. Now LifeSum is pretty much a food tracking app, but it also can tie in, like I have my Garmin Connect reporting into it, so that it records what's on my watch. So it has my step counts and all the exercises that I feed into Garmin, and brings it into there. So then it tells me, it'll alter my calorie count of what I can have based on how much exercise I've done. So as many as other things, it has some other things in it too. I really haven't got fully through exploring it yet. But the other thing is food logging, and food logging has Lifesum has by far, and by the way, I'm not sponsored by Lifesum. I wish I was, but they have some of the best food tracking I've seen so far. If you buy, like, for example, energy drink, you're drinking that. Now, granted, there's not many calories in that, but if you want to track the fact that you had one, you can just scan the barcode on it, and guess what? It actually has it in it. That has been my experience with, I know, Noom. I've also tried MyFitnessPal. Granted, it's been a while since I've done MyFitnessPal, but Lifesum does the best job with the barcodes that I've found. That's not the only thing too. You can talk to it, so you can say, hey, or you can hit this speaker button and say what you ate, and it does kind of do a search and finds what you ate. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. And you can type that stuff in there too. It's almost done like a chat, which is kind of funky, but it works. So the other thing it can do with regards to food logging, say you made a homemade meal and you're not exactly sure what's the ratios of the things that you put in the recipe. It's hard to calculate how much a homemade dish has, calorie, protein, so on and so forth. So Lifesum, you can take a picture of your plate, and it does a fairly accurate, it's not going to be 100%, but it does a fairly accurate guess at how many calories, protein, stuff like that, because it can tell those things by just looking at the picture. Lifesum uses AI to do that, so it's pretty nifty. So highly recommend Lifesum. I love that app. It does a great job. So one other thing too, before I do the intro to the Smoky Mountains, is I'm in I've been in the boot camp group, but I've also done another group on Facebook, Gen X Grit, with Jim Albright. His wife also runs the woman's side of that, and I'm only gone so far in that we've only had a couple, we had a Zoom meeting the other day and all that. It's more like an accountability group thus far, although they talk about things like getting hooked up and getting body scans, which I don't know if I want to do that. And by body scans, I don't mean like ones that like a CAT scan or an MRI. I mean one that actually looks at your body and measures, how much muscle mass do you have, things of that nature. I'm not really about the muscle mass as much, although I want to preserve what I got. That's the other thing a lot of people don't really address with weight loss is sometimes when you lose weight, you lose muscle mass, and ideally you don't want to do that. You want to have maybe the same amount of muscle or slightly more. Basically you don't want to lose that muscle mass, because then you won't be as strong. All right. So that does that. Also mentions like actual percentage of body fat instead of guessing from the BMI and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that or not, but so here we go. So what you're gonna see here next is me on the trail. I got two places that I hiked to. One was closer to the visitor center than the other, but I hiked up to Cataract Falls, which is on the Cove Mountain Trail of the Smoky Mountain, Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and then I turned around and went past the visitor center to all the way out to Owenby Cabin. That was owned by John Owenby, one of the last only cabins I should say, that's left from when people first took residence in the Smokies. So have fun watching this video. It was recorded maybe a day or so before Christmas, so enjoy. Hello, welcome to my little life resolution here. I'm out for a hike in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
So I'll go ahead and get on the road and get towards the falls. All right. Here we go up the stairs here, heading over to Cataract Falls. All right, that way. All right, here I just made it up to Cataract Falls. Short little hike, but going back down towards the Fighting Creek nature trail. Doing that, it's not a long trail. It's a kind of a relaxing trail here in Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So, and then I'm gonna pick this up here along the trail here. All right. So let's go ahead and flip her around. There we go. Hike along for a little bit. Fighting Creek Nature Trail. Just kind of calming being out here on trail today. Having a wonderful time here in the Smokies. I wish I had more time that I could do some of the longer trails around here. Appalachian Trail goes through here. But again, it's Christmas, and that's what I'm here for. All right, there's a loop around this cabin here, but I'm gonna go in the cabin. I won't leave my trekking poles behind. Go up into this cabin here. This is what a lot of folks who lived in the Smokies would live in. It's something like this, dolly included. So here we go inside the cabin here. See the fireplace in here. And then this is it. One little room cabin. And this is some of the reasons why I like to go on hikes here. And of course here's the behind the cabin here. Pretty cool place here. Let's head back over to where I got my trekking poles stashed. People must have been shorter back then too. Whew. I'm just glad I was able to take you guys with me along the hike here. This is stuff I really love to do, and hopefully I can get to do more of in 2025.